5th last year, and a 16th, I think, in 2019. He's great on par threes, so that's one factor I'm looking at. He grades awesome in the model. I think he's 4th, so he's also been trending in the right direction as well. I think he finished 33rd last week, and he's been kind of decent, but yeah, he's trending a little bit. And then another guy who seems to be a popular pick this week from most on Twitter I was looking at is Alex Noren at 55-1. He's a guy who's been definitely trending in the right direction. I think he has a 5th and 6th in this past month. He's been really good tee to green, so I'm kind of looking for that approach. He's been really good. And then I believe at the Valspar, he only played here last year and he came in 21st, so that's a pretty good start there. He gained a lot last year on the greens. Didn't do much off the tee approach, so I'm looking for that to kind of, go up this year. So that's my outright card right now. I may add one more. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah, so that's my
three.
For
Perfect.
Right now.
I got 3 as well. My first one is going to be somebody who had a roller coaster week last week, but ended extremely strong. I think he shot like 63 to end the week, and that is Dustin Johnson at plus 1,800. That's obviously one of the elite ball strikers. If his putter is on, he's one of the toughest to beat in all of golf. So I'm gonna ride with Dustin Johnson coming back from that 63, finding his shot, kind of keeping it going into this week a little bit here and there. So let's do DJ, and then my next one is a guy that's not getting too much credit this week, who I had a little bit more exposure to on the DFS side last week, which helped me cash, and that is Tyrell Hatton. So he's just an elite ball striker right now. His putting is iffy here and there, but from seeing them past couple events, I like what I'm seeing from Tyrell, and I'm projecting this, at least a top 10 finish here. I really, really like Hatton, the way his recent form here. And then my other one, so that was plus 2,500. The other one is going to be Gary Woodland for my crazy one at plus 5,000. That is, I'll have a top 40 on Gary Woodland too. I'm pretty high on him this week, so place both of those, and you should be able to come out positive. Top 40 is plus 100, so you get your money back from that, or you double your money on that, and then if he has a crazy week, get you outright. You're well ahead of the game there. But I do think he finishes top 40 this week. He grades well at this course, this types of courses, so I like him here. Main thing that I'm, piggybacking on teaser, strokes gained approach is probably the number one thing that I'm looking at this week. So some guys that didn't perform last week that you can kind of put in your player pool for DFS, kind of put some top 20s, top 40s, maybe a top 10 on. So those guys, Morikawa, some people just got screwed last week with particular weather.
Yeah,
Morikawa was one of those guys. Brooks Koepka was one of those guys. Scheffler, Xander, like all those types of guys who miss cuts. And you look at stats and man, a missed cut, that sucks. You dig deeper into it. It's probably a blessing in disguise where they got a couple days off where some guys are not. They're a little bit more tired than not. And you could see Morikawa coming out fresh. You could see Xander. You could see Brooks coming out fresh and putting up low scores. So. Maybe first round leaders for those guys isn't a terrible idea. Obviously, bet those small as well because those are pretty crazy odds. But Morikawa, another guy is Matthew Fitzpatrick. And I'll dive into him when we go to the DFS side. But really, really like Fitzpatrick. I'm going to go back to him this week. I was on him he was 7,700 last week. He was able to do a lot more in your lineups with that. He's now $9,000. So it's still a discount from those elite guys. But I will have some exposure to Fitzpatrick again this week. So, you got any top 20s, top 40s, or top 10s you want to throw out?
Yeah. So I'm kind of doing, a small card this week, even though I had a big week last week. I just it's a little unpredictable this week. Just some guys coming off a short week from the players, so you never know what you're going to get really from a 2 day layoff. But I'm going to go with Bubba plus 225. Bubba Watson there. He actually plays this course really well. He came in 13th last year and 4th in 2019. Tee to green, he's been gaining a lot here off the tee, so that's kind of what I'm looking for in guys this week. Also, I think this year he's 4th in ball striking, so that's another good sign. Yeah, great ball striker. Hopefully the putter cooperates this week. All we need is a top 20, so I love the value there. Plus 225. I'll take that every day of the week. So, and then another guy I'm gonna go with is Abe Answer. He's kind of been all over my model this week at plus 180. Another great value play there for top 20. I love that range between like plus 180 to like plus 230 on guys like that. Let me see here. Yeah, so I think he's 10th in my model right now. He's the only place where he really lacks in is par 5 scoring, obviously, because he's kind of short off the tee. But yeah, I mean, strokes gained approach will always be there. I love the par 3 scoring from him. I think that's going to keep him in there for the top 20. Yeah, those are two guys for top 20. And then just quickly top 40, I'm going Norn and Bezadenhout at plus 105 and plus 100 there. So yeah, it's just kind of a small card. I'm also teetering on top 40 for Adam Svensson at plus 180. I don't know if I want to, deal with the putter this week because he's horrendous putter, but we'll see. I mean, it's a lot of value for a top 40. If he makes the cut, we have a chance.
No doubt.
But, we'll see what happens. I'm close to putting it on, but I'm a game time decision. So that's really it for my card.
And we'll have all of our cards finalized. We'll tweet them out tonight as well. So make sure you guys are following both of us on Twitter. Then, couple value guys for as we move towards DFS. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Throw them in the chat for who you guys are on, who you guys trying to pick our brains, who we think will do well this week as well. Guys who I'm focusing on, obviously what we talked about: strokes gained on approach, ball striking. And then I'm really big on that par 3 as well. I like that stat you pointed out with the par 3, long par 3s. So guys who hit their irons very, very well, ball striking and that go hand in hand. So you pretty much sorted through that. Kokrak, we had him top 40 last week. You can put him back in your player pool. Answers up here. Sam Burns is there. Fitzpatrick, Vegas, Dustin Johnson, Fleetwood, Hatton. So all those guys that we've been kind of talking about kind of go hand in hand with these, with the model, what we're looking for. Obviously, there's going to be some outliers and whatnot, but definitely the factors that you have to play with are those attributes there. So DFS side, we'll go to Fantasy Labs here, and I'm going to sort by the projection owned. So the highest owned player projected is Victor Hovland. Then it's Thomas, Morikawa, Fitzpatrick. So everybody's kind of back on that Fitzpatrick train as I am, which is fine. You just have to make sure you're leveraging that with a different lineup strategy there. Answer, Louis, Kokrak, Burns, Bradley, Knox, DJ, Hadwin, Lowry. And then you got Xander and Mito at the bottom. So ownership kind of lengthens out when you don't have big tournaments. A lot of people get double-digit ownership. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, top 5, probably top 8 guys. You'll see 15 plus, and those are the guys that you put 2 in a lineup, and then you make sure you get 2 in like the 15 to 5 range, and then you get 2 underneath that 5%. That's how you get different. You got to get those guys who are projected to be lower owned that can absolutely go off. So let me give you a couple guys that I like in that particular range there. So if we go towards 5%, first one definitely is Molinari. He's a guy who's really striking the ball well, and he plays Florida courses extremely well as on top of that. So I like Molinari there. You go down a little bit more. Got one other person I was looking at. too much. This is just we're going to say this is a crazy one here. A salary saver, if you're going to go stars and scrubs, is Kurt Kitayama, 6,500. 6,500, just completely throw it in there, and that'll get you Xander, that'll get you Justin Thomas, that'll get you Morikawa, two of those big guys in there if you go this route. So that's one guy that I think can go off from way down deep if you want to get some salary relief. I honestly think this week it's an awesome week to go the balance approach, where you're not spending up for those top guys, and you're not going to those stars and scrubs, and you're going more towards the high sevens to the mid nines, and you're in that range, and you're building quality lineups that all six can get in there, and all six can be top 15, top 20, something crazy like that. I think the balance approach is the way to go this week, because there's so many good guys in that particular range.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. I think when you were pointing out the projections, I think one good guy, kind of top guy you go to at the lower 10K range is Xander. Obviously, I don't think he'll win because it's Xander, but easily get you a top 10. I do like him as, kind of a guy you can just start your lineup with him. A guy to start your lineup with at 10.3 is really not that bad, honestly. So I think that's one guy I would definitely point out for people because, he's usually consistent making cuts, so you're going to get the cut. But, I think he's one of the guys you can definitely start your lineups with this week as a, low percentage.
Yeah, I agree. But there's just so many guys in that 9,000 range that I could see winning this tournament. That 9,000 range is elite, and it's deep. So, you got Bubba here at 8,800, who's projected for 6% ownership.
I love that.
I'm all over that too. He's performed well at these courses before. He can move the ball both ways. I'll probably have double that, maybe even 15% in my lineups. Mm-hmm. If I'm making 20 of them, I'm going to have 15% of Bubba, and just go a little bit more heavy owned on him. Get a little leverage on the field, and then see how your lineup shape up from there. So, speaking of Bubba, I know Teaser had his top 20. We'll just consolidate this to the play of the podcast, play of the stream. It's going to be either Bubba top 20 or Bubba top 10. I'm going to take the Bubba's top 10 at plus 500.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more I really, really like him this week to go plus. I'm not going to say outright, but I'm going to go top 10 plus 500. And then what was his odds for top 20 for you?
225.
So top 20, 225, and then top 10 is plus 500. So we got a Bubba stream tonight. So hopefully that pays off for us. Harmon, we had them last week for the play of the stream, and he was cooking. He was doing really, really well. And then that Sunday, Monday, absolutely fucking faded. So it was not good. I think he ended up getting like 50 something, or maybe low 60s or something like that. Yeah, but it was looking good. Yeah. It was looking good.
That one was rough.
After the first day, we're like, oh yeah, we got this. It'd be easy.
I know. Yeah, it was like tough.
And then the weather was just horrible. I do believe that the course will be a little bit more wet with all this Florida weather that we've had, a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So greens could be a little bit softer, scores could be a little bit lower. So those guys that hit those par threes, that hit the ball very high, can land it pretty softly on those par threes. It's going to be key, I think, to win this tournament. So I would say my chalk plays, my core build around guys for this tournament is going to be either DJ or Xander in that range, because you got the 10-3 and the 10-2. Then you go down to Fitzpatrick or Hatton. One of those four. So you can kind of intertwine those four as your two, and then wrap it around with some other guys that you might like on that end. So some value guys to wrap those guys around with. Keegan Bradley. You got Russell Knox, and then you also have, like I said, Molinari before for a low-owned guy. So I like those guys to kind of wrap your lineups around a little bit there. So who do you like those top guys, and then kind of mid range for
Yeah.
DFS.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go through kind of the different ranges. Yeah, definitely Xander on the 10K range. I would say 9K range. I guess I would say Fitzpatrick. I would go back to him this week at 9,000. That's still kind of cheap on him, honestly. Answer at 9.3. I know you already mentioned Bubba, but I would also look at Norn at 8,700. I like him in the 8K range. And then looking at the 7K range, I do like the Zaynode at 7.9 there. That's a great. And then another guy, I don't know why it always pops up in my head, but Aaron Wise at 7,700. So, I mean, he's a great ball striker. He just can't putt. So it's kind of just.
I'm gonna play this over in the Discord, and then when you motherfucking for having shitty putting.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, you can just make a lineup with shitty putters, but yeah, that's not fun to do. So, I mean, I don't know, he's been decent. Let me see, he's 2 top 10s this year, 8 out of 11 cuts. I mean, he's been all right. I mean, nothing special, but yeah, I mean, it's not a shot in the dark with him. It's kind of more of like, all right, are we gonna get? You got to find him at the course he likes, a good setup for him. But that putter's just rough sometimes, so I don't know. I'm on that one, and then I guess 6K range. I'm gonna go down there. I guess Svensson at 7,200. Same deal with him. I guess you kind of mentioned it before the stream we started. Mito Pereira at 7,200. He's kind of turning into that ball striker type guy who can't putt again. That seems to be everyone these days. So 15th at Genesis, 30th at Honda, 96th at the Players. I mean. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're banking on him again, to have a good putting week. But yeah, I would kind of target those guys a little bit. 6K range, I'm not really a big fan of, honestly. I can't really pick anyone.
Kitayama, that's all you gotta think of.
Yeah, Kitayama, maybe Troy Merritt.
Yeah.
Maybe him. He always has one of those weeks where he just goes on fire with his iron. So. Maybe you can get him this week. Yeah, that's kind of it right there. But in the 6K range for me, I guess Kitayama. He's on a heater with 1 top 10.
Hey, we'll see.
And Puerto Rico came in 28th. Not bad. Yeah, he's on a little heater last 2 events.
I'll take it. 6,500. He'll open some things up for you.
Yeah, I'm still going down. Yeah, and then after that, it's just really no one. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's not bad, honestly, at 6.5. He's, hopefully he keeps playing well, make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll have Hovland or Victor Hovland in my player pool. Probably match the field a little bit on him, but I'm not going to be on him too much. I'll have a little bit of Justin as well. Yeah. You don't want to fade those top guys. It's just sometimes their ownership's a little bit too heavy for what you want, and then you can just fade them completely and gain leverage on the field if they end up not doing so well. But like we said, we're going to go Xander, we're going to go DJ, and one guy who I've not talked about, who's rated high in the model, pretty high projection, he's actually number 1 in the model, is my number 1 fade of the week, which is insane. But I did the same thing with Cantlay last week, and we hit that. Didn't say he was going to miss the cut, but I just wasn't putting him in my player pool, and that is Louis Oosthuizen. Now this is, just like I said last week, this could come bite me in the ass. He could end up winning this thing.
Yeah.
But he's trending in the wrong direction in my book. He ended the Players with 1 horrific round. Ball striking just was not there. If Louis is not ball striking, he's not going to compete whatsoever. So I'm going to bank on him not finding it, and he's going to be my fate of the week. Even though if you go to any model, you go to any website, he's probably going to be recommended play. But I'm gonna be out. Yeah. So who's your fate of the week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good play, honestly. Like, if you look at any model, obviously John Rahm's gonna be, like at number 1 in everything except putting. So it's like, sometimes you fade him. Some weeks, obviously he's a fade right now. He's kind of annoying, but he's a fade from now on. But so until he wins again. But yeah, Louis, he's obviously not gonna win this event. He's never won on tour before, or in the U.S. But I'm gonna fade Sam Burns. He's 2 in the model he won here last year. I kind of, yeah. So it's two bold fades. I mean, what you got to be bold with the
Got it.
fades. So we're going
Got it.
bold this week, but I'm just not touching Burns. I've never really even been a big fan of him. I don't even know why, but yeah, he did win last year. I I saw the. I mean, I watched the whole Players last week. He didn't really, look good on the weekend, even in like the decent conditions. I think he was kind of spraying the ball around. He was mostly spraying it to the right. He was missing a lot off the tee right, and that's not really a good sign coming to the Valspar where you kind of need to hit fairways and be good off the tee. So yeah, I just didn't like what I saw from him. Obviously, his putter saves him a lot of the time. But yeah, I don't know. I have a weird feeling he's not gonna get better than let's say top 30. I would say if he doesn't get top 30, that's a pretty solid fade for
Yeah,
me. So
there you go.
yeah,
I like it. I like it. All right. So then we'll ask our weekly question. What are you doing with Brooks Koepka?
yeah. Weekly question.
What do we
every
do with Brooks
podcast.
Koepka? Because God forbid
This guy,
he's
dude,
consistent or not.
oh my. Yeah, I mean, so I was on him last week. I wasn't even mad at him, honestly.
Yeah.
He had a decent first round. I think he went 2 under the first round, maybe. Or no, I think he was 3 under before the rain delay. He did get screwed. They had to start on 17 when the wind was like 40 miles an hour. So all like him and Xander both went in the water. That kind of ruined
That was
their day.
insane.
Or he went in the water 3 times because he like laughed. I mean, you have to really laugh at
Yeah.
that. So yeah, and then he just got screwed round 2 when they had to go out in the wind. He shot like a 9 over, so I couldn't be mad at him there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not touching him this week. I really don't know where his game's at. I thought it was decent last week before the win, but I don't know how that's going to affect him. How about you? I'm content not touching him this week, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet him, but my like gut is saying to just have a slight outright on him, just for like
Yeah.
not just it's just like a gut feeling where it's like he's just gonna just shove it. I don't know why. But that's just a gut feeling. It might be a personal play, but it's nothing that I was gonna put out and on Twitter. I'm not gonna play it in the stream. Like if it hits, it hits. But I'm not gonna say that I hit it or not.
Right.
But I'll have a personal play on it
Yeah.
outright here, just because it follows a trend. He's missed a cut 28th, missed a cut 3rd, missed a cut 16th, and then he missed a cut. So I'm gonna go back to it. If you want to play his top 20, you want to play his top 10, you want to play an outright, I'm not opposed to that this week. He's going to be in my DFS player pool, and if he's only, what's he projected? He's projected to be 7%. Pretty good leverage if you go double him, 10%, maybe 14%, maybe 15% on a guy who's proven to win on tour consistently. He just kind of had some bad luck last week, and if people are going to be off him this week, maybe it's an opportunity to strike. We get lucky here, and he finishes top 5. Finishes, he could potentially outright win. No one's going to say he couldn't win this tournament. I don't think.
Yeah. Another thing is he doesn't even play this tournament. I think the last time he played was 2014, and he missed the cut. So I mean, you can take that as a fade or I just not going to touch him. I don't even think I'm going to touch him until the first major comes around. Not the Masters, but definitely the U.S. Open, PGA. I mean, all those. You're going to have to throw in your top 20 on Brooks at plus 100 or whatever it'll be. But
so yeah, that. You got any final thoughts here? Anything you want to wrap up? And then we will get up on out of here. And like we said, join the free Discord if you guys have any other questions. And we will be back next Wednesday, same time, and look to hopefully get another outright winner. So, any closing statements, Teaser?
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is Abe Answer's winning this week. That's all I'm gonna say. We're closing it on that. It's Abe Answer week, top 20 outright. He's gonna be in the hunt. So we're gonna have a sweat with Abe Answer. I'm manifesting it right now.
It's gonna be Answer and then Bubba top 10 or top 20. And we'll be good. We'll have a good week then.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we'll get up on out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys tune in a little bit later on tonight, make sure join the Discord if you got any questions or just tag us on Twitter. So we'll get up on out of here. See you guys.